Hello and welcome back to the DCPerform Podcast. My name is Rachel Weber and I'm your host. Well, I'm coming to you live from Roanoke, Texas. We are here visiting the North American Distribution Center for Topgolf Callaway brands. You can see it back here. Today I'm sitting down with their operations manager, Caitlyn Perkins, at the North American Distribution Center for Topgolf Callaway brands. She's walking us through how they create the most perfect customer experience that meets all of the customers' demand with changing trends and how they keep up with that through their technical operations. It's a great episode. Travis Matthew, OGO, Callaway, Topgolf, Jack Wolfskin, those are all brands of the Topgolf Callaway portfolio, and she gives some amazing stories on how they make it all happen. Thanks for tuning in to the DCPerform Podcast. Caitlyn.
Yes.
Welcome to the DCPerform Podcast.
Thank you for having me.
It's so great of you to join us.
Thank you.
So you are the operations manager for apparel in the North American Distribution Center for Topgolf Callaway brands. So can you explain a little bit about your role and how that position supports just your supply chain in North America and how that basically just helps give the customer that 10 out of 10 experience?
As you mentioned, I do manage the apparel side of our business here. All of the brands come out of this building. Mm-hmm. On the apparel side specifically, we've got Travis Matthew and Jack Wolfskin coming out of there. And our goal is to make sure the customers get their orders timely, with quality and the experience they expect when they walk even to a retail store like this.
So what types of characteristics before your career here at Topgolf Callaway brands led you to this exact career path?
So I started out, my whole life I played a bunch of sports, anything I could play throughout the year. At the same time, my parents were very strict academically, but that allowed me to go to Georgia Tech. I played softball, I majored in industrial engineering.
What brought you to Topgolf Callaway brands?
So right out of school, I worked at a smaller company, less than $100 million a year. I started as a supply chain project manager. That allowed me to have a lot of autonomy. We got acquired by a company in California. Okay. So my husband and I moved out there. And then I soon realized Callaway, before we were Topgolf Callaway, was right around the corner.
Yep.
So I took a box of donut holes with my resume inside and addressed it to talent acquisition. And I actually got a phone call before I even made it back to my office, and ended up at Callaway in California.
Wow. Baked goods always win over the heart.
That's the key right there.
They really do.
Yeah.
They really do. Okay, so you briefly mentioned how Callaway, it used to be Callaway and now it's Topgolf Callaway brands. Can you give a little background for the audience and those that don't know the story of how it's become into that and the different brands that do fall under that Topgolf Callaway umbrella?
Yeah, it's a pretty large umbrella now, like a golf-sized umbrella these days. Yep. Mr. Ely Callaway founded Callaway Golf in 1982, and big entrepreneurial drive spirit from him. Mm-hmm. We launched the Big Bertha driver in the early 90s. Very large driver, very different from anything that was out there, and kind of put the name out there. It's one of the more well-known, recognized product names in golf. We went public within a couple years after that. Since then, we've acquired brands, we've grown into new brands. Part of our brands, we have a big portfolio of them. Odyssey is the number one putter in golf, year over year consistently. Mm-hmm. We deliver products for putters that can be any skill level, any type of head that you want on the putter. Mm-hmm. We make that for any type of golfer. We have OGO, leading bag in the industry. So mm-hmm. We've got obviously golf bags, but we've got business, we've got lifestyle, we've got different kinds of team sports. Then we merged into and acquired Travis Matthew. Mm-hmm. That's a California-based company, apparel side. They are no longer just California. We're sitting here in Texas. It's now North America wide, and then also got some global reach now. But with the Travis Matthew brand, it did start in California. It's evolved now, not just golf product. We've got active lifestyle. One of the slogans for them is made to meet the moment. Mm-hmm. So at any part of your day or your life, we've got a product that fits that need. Then we acquired Jack Wolfskin a couple years later. People are still getting familiar with it in North America. Very strong and dominant presence in Europe specifically. They're founded on sustainability, on functionality. Newer to our portfolio in the last couple years is the Topgolf side. So we have Topgolf, Top Tracer, and World Golf Tour. Mm-hmm. So on the Topgolf side, it's an entertainment-based, venue-based part of our business. But that's been a really cool avenue for us to get more people into the game of golf, people that would traditionally not go normal on course. Mm-hmm. Then you've got Top Tracer, technology-based systems tracking or ball tracing, and that really allows the players and the viewers to see exactly what their ball's doing, whether it's at venue, it's on the range, or it's even on TV when you're watching these professional events. With all of these brands, you can see the foundation is premium and product based, and then playing into the experience for the customer.
Golf tends to be seasonal. Is there a traditional peak season in your guys' industry, or does it change based off of your different brands? Like how do you plan for these different seasons?
It's definitely seasonal on the traditional golf side.
Okay.
Obviously, when the snow melts in a lot of areas is when you get a golf season. But what's been really cool about how our company has shifted with the whole umbrella of Topgolf Callaway, we're not exactly seasonal anymore. So traditional Callaway fulfillment, this site specifically in our old building, we would have been very concentrated on maybe more the front half of the year. Whereas now, Travis Matthew, they drop product all year round. Jack Wolfskin does multiple drops a year. With the OGO line continuing to expand and our performance gear categories continue to expand. We have a lot of opportunity all year to cater to any customer for any type of event, even kind of what you just mentioned with the women's brand. We've expanded into so many categories that it's not just golf focused when you look at traditional golf. So that's allowed us to do a lot of things from a supply chain perspective. We're able to level our staffing here. We're able to plan our entire operation on a kind of a full year cycle, knowing golf's really heavy at one part of the year, but then we're going to jump right into holiday shopping for the apparel side of our business. It's been a really neat balance. That's allowed the teams on the operations side to create a little bit of leverage in this building, and we're able to flow from either side pretty seamlessly to give the same experience regardless of the brand that you're shopping with.
Callaway, the origin of it, it started more as just a golf company, which was at the time more of a male-dominated industry, also like more of a male-dominated sport. So you acquired Travis Matthew, and that brand came under your umbrella, and then you have this women's line. Why did you go down that route?
It was always a vision for Travis Matthew to break into the women's category, but we didn't want to do it too early. We didn't want to do it without a really solid foundation of what the Travis Matthew women's line would look like. So the team did a really good job first defining who is the Travis Matthew woman. It's somebody that is multidimensional, they're confident, they're fun-loving and spirited, those types of attributes. And you see that kind of in the clothes that we create, the accessories that we have, and what we put on the floor for women to shop for. That's been in the works for many, many years. So I think the team's done a very good job on the product development side, curating what the woman wants and what we aspire and what we want that woman to aspire to be. It's kind of standing right next to the Travis Matthew man.
Yeah. I mean, okay, I have to get it because it's staring right at me, and this is a product that I immediately was like, yes, Travis Matthew gets it. Hold on. Okay.
Oh, there you go. So this is a good seller right here.
I honestly think I might buy it today.
There you go.
Before I even show the front of this, I have come from a past relationship where golf came first, I came second. I mean, a lot of women struggle with this. This shirt says golf sucks, and I think this is just genius. Like the amount of, I know, I'm sure so many women wear this shirt.
I don't know if that was supposed to be what we consider a carry core product, but
now it is.
It's sold very, very quickly, and
genius.
Women are looking for it, yeah.
Literally genius. So you mentioned a little bit too about that whole value add experience to making sure that when a customer has an order for e-com, when they order it online, it feels exactly like when they were purchasing it in the store. I've actually been a shopper of Travis Matthew. I've ordered online, and it is true. When I get my package, it was wrapped actually in a really nice like tissue paper. It had a branded logo on it, and yeah, it was a very premier experience as an e-commerce shopper. So how do you guys maintain that fluidity from an e-com purchase to a store in person shopping experience?
So it's intentional. So obviously on an e-commerce site, we can house a lot more inventory than we can in a brick and mortar location. It's a finite space here. But we do offer similar assortment. We are mindful of the promotions that we run between both so that they are similar or the same, and you get to go into the store to have the full experience. We do a lot of gift with purchases, but when you walk into a retail store, as you can kind of see here, you can't see the full store right now, but they're open space. We have a beautiful hat wall in every single store. We have a glass ping pong table. We have the refreshments and the activities and the things that really make you want to come into the space. And we have a lot of retail stores that are in malls or shopping centers and things like that, that when you step in, you kind of forget you're in a mall or a shopping center.
Yeah.
It's a very sideload location where you feel like you want to just kind of stay and hang out, right? So those are the kind of things that we want to drive when you're walking into a store. But then when you relate the e-commerce experience and the retail experience, the rewards program, not all companies do it, but the rewards you can earn and spend the same way.
Yep.
We offer the buy online, pay in store, and return in store that we've talked about. We have omni-channel capabilities that if you like something in the store and we're out of it, we can leverage an e-com inventory segment to get you that same unit shipped to your house or to that store, so you still get what you're looking for.
How do you know that you're meeting those demands and wants and needs for your customer?
We always look for feedback. We take feedback from any channel, obviously very customer experience focused. We're also very employee experience focused here as well.
Right.
We want to sustain the fact that we want to provide a very good customer experience. We want people to come back and shop with us, and we do that by delivering consistently for them every day. So it doesn't matter to us if the order is 1 unit or 50 units or 1,000 units. We want to package and deliver it the same way we would for any customer.
In terms of your technical operations within your warehouse, does that ever get impacted by that kind of seasonal aspect with different brands?
I think it does continue to evolve. Topgolf has been its own set of new fulfillment opportunity for us globally, even starting all the way up at the sourcing side of that. Opening new venues and things like that. That's presented a whole new set of processes that we didn't previously have or need to have. Now the fact that we are a little bit more year-round versus seasonal, of course we have seasonal peaks and spikes, but the traditional valleys of golf don't necessarily now apply to our business. We're able to supplement that with any of our other growing brands, to service whoever that customer is for that time of year.
So then you did mention a little bit of the holiday shopping experience and planning for that. So what does that look like here at Topgolf Callaway Brands? I mean, what does the demand look like? How do you keep up with it?
We just came out of a really big event for us, Black Friday, right? And as everyone knows, Black Friday is no longer just a day. You're no longer rushing into a store. It's not even just the weekend.
It's not even Cyber Monday anymore.
Exactly. It's more, some brands you see did the month of November. A new kind of holiday has emerged called Singles Weekend. It's kind of a pre-Black Friday. Really, when you start November 1st, we're looking at 2 months of quite a bit of holiday coming in, making sure our retail stores stay stocked. We get a little bit more e-commerce traffic, and we do see people wanting to get the product on Black Friday week that we want to turn out as quickly as we can.
How do you make that decision of, there is that higher demand, I would say, and excitement around having that shorter window of time, but then do you have to just make it a longer window of time to have those deals because everyone else is doing it? How do you make that decision for your customers?
I think our team, specifically speaking on the Travis Matthews side, is where we see a lot of this. They do a really good job understanding the market. So they know the consumer behavior on our side. They know who likes our product, what they're looking for, even the assortment that we offer in those types of events, which really allows us to be set up and teed up to deliver well on our side on the fulfillment side. We know our consumers and who our market is and what makes sense for us.
So then what types of technical solutions are you guys implementing to keep up with these changing trends and demands? I mean, does it impact your operation on your standpoint from any reason? We're
always looking to scale with the businesses, the brands that we have, but we want to scale a little bit faster than them, obviously, so that we're prepared for market shifts or for customer demand or whatever that looks like. We do deploy a level of automation here that we're very comfortable with. for what we or for how we operate here.
Okay.
But as the demands grow, as maybe new categories emerge for some of these brands, we do take those into consideration, with the end being how can we best service the customer and give them a really good experience. Also, how can our employees have a really good experience in helping get the product out. So it is kind of end to end for us. We want to make sure we have a really solid process here, but that caters to the customer at the end.
Okay. And then, all of your products, Travis Mathew, even just Callaway brand, OGO, they're all of extreme high quality. So how do you balance, keeping it cost effective, but also an elevated experience? I
think this is a total probably company view, but we're very, very product based. We do a lot of innovation and investment on how we make new products. We never want to shortcut that. So of course we're conscious of costs. We have to be, everyone has to be, but we're not going to concede on the quality and the experience for the customer.
With your recent shift now being to having Topgolf become one of your products, so you said you're very product based. How did you guys integrate that into your business model? Because obviously that is just an entirely different type of industry.
Yep.
So how did you integrate that in, and then how did you kind of bring them all together to make it work cohesively?
I think that was a really big cross-functional effort. You're talking about teams from IT, operations, global planning and demand, sourcing. It's everybody, right? Finance, marketing. Every team was involved in some aspect of that integration to make it seamless. So our senior leadership team does a really good job of forward planning, but also strategic planning. We know we can take on anything in this building. We have the leverage. We can move resources around as we need, and we're able to service any type of customer that we want, including our own venues, to give them the same type of experience.
What is success? How is it defined here at Topgolf Callaway Brands? Are there certain KPIs that you're consistently measuring?
For us on the apparel side, certainly, speed to customer is one of the biggest. The consumer market has changed quite a bit. You now have opportunities to do buy online, pay in store, buy online, return in store. People have same day delivery. We know the customer wants the order right now. We measure cycle time very closely here, and that's from when the customer places the order to how quickly we can get it out the door. Other feedback that we get is we've seen a trend or a shift with the consumers on the sustainability side. So customers are a lot more in tune and vocal now on how they receive product. Did I get the right size box for what I ordered? We take that feedback and we want to make sure while we're serving premium brands, we give them the right experience out of the box. But we do want to make sure we don't over-engineer because people are conscious of the sustainability, across the globe at this point.
The first time I visited this distribution center in particular, we went into the meeting room and I noticed that there was one red chair.
Yep.
And this is my favorite thing about this brand. It was the coolest story. I'm like, why are all these other chairs black and there's one that's red? And so
Brad, that is on purpose.
Yep. So Brad Barnett explained it to me. He's your VP of operations, North America and Europe as well? Okay. And so he explained and he said, it's because we're always thinking about the customer. That red chair represents the customer and they're always in the room. They should always be considered in every decision. And I think that speaks volumes about you guys. Can you elaborate on how that's kind of altered anything in your operations and how you think about things?
It for sure has, even just me on a personal level, is I come from the engineering background, which is kind of how we started, right? Now shifting into operations. So I think about things very process oriented wise. So we look at things, people, process, and technology. Everything that we do can fall into one or multiple of those buckets. And then when you look at the customer side, if you're overthinking something that we just a basic fundamental wants of a customer, then we're probably going the wrong direction. It is funny to see if you don't introduce the red chair to a new employee day one, how long it takes to pick up on why is that chair red and nobody ever sits in it.
No one ever sits in it.
People will stand up before they sit in that red chair.
Oh, that's funny.
Yep.
So looking forward, what do you hope to evolve and grow here at Topgolf Callaway Brands in your role in operations? What does the future hold for you?
The biggest thing I'm trying to drive, not just myself, but my team, is consistency. So I want to, we talked about employee experience quite a bit, but to me, that's just as important. We want people to walk in happy, healthy, and enjoy working here. Feeding into that or driving the employee side gives us really good outcomes for the customer as well. So when they're happy and engaged, it's very easy to be successful in big events like Black Friday. We had very good engagement during a long week of Black Friday sales, right? We were able to execute well, and that's a testament, I think, to the team that we have on the floor, the team that we have up in the front, our leadership, the collaboration between ourselves, Huntington Beach in my case, which is where Travis Matthew is, and then on the Callaway side, the same thing with Carlsbad team. So I think driving that first gives us that consistency opportunity for the customers. I want you to order that same order you had and get it the same way every time in the same time frame that you expect, so that you're happy and you come back. Customers, they can shop anywhere. Certainly now, I mean, there's a lot of competition in apparel, right? It's a very big industry, but we want them to come back to us. They will make concessions if they don't have a good experience. So we want to give them that really solid experience, and that's what I try to drive with my team. Is it's our team. You guys got to take care of your team, but we'll take care of the customer as well.
All right. Well, Caitlyn, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
It was great to learn more about just all of the brands, the history behind it, and really how you bring it home for your customers.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thanks for having us.
All right. Thanks.